Hello and welcome back to the Trainwell podcast, inspiring you to move more, get stronger, and have fun. I think that's our tagline. I think I got it right. Anyway, last week, hopefully you enjoyed listening to all of our trainers tell you about their thoughts on different fitness topics. And today, we're going to do something similar, but we're going to keep it even lighter and even more fun. I'm going to ask Joey what his most embarrassing gym moment is. And I have a feeling he's going to tell us something truly mortifying. So, Joey, you ready to jump in?
Yeah, this happened a while ago. I swim once a week. I swim Maestas, right? And Maestas is like anyone like 25 plus, right? But I swim with a bunch of like old geezers. If they listen to this, they're gonna laugh because they kick my ass. They're really good. They're all collegiate swimmers, right? They're like Pete. He's like he's 74, 75, and he's right on my tail when we swim. Anyways, my swim jammers, they're really tight. I don't wear like the Speedo ones, but the ones that like come up to your mid thigh.
I'm already scared about where the story's going. Go ahead.
Well, it had a hole in it, and I felt this hole, right? And it was like kind of like in the backside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, long story short, I got in the pool and I didn't notice it, but you do a lot of flip turns and whatnot and underwater kicking. Is after the class, there's always a 7 a.m. like a water aerobics class, with all these older ladies, and so they'll be in like the other pool area waiting to take the lanes. They have all their little water weights and whatnot. Anyways, I'm getting out of the pool, Darian, and something is not right. And I didn't notice it. I it was a hard workout. I get out. Basically, there's like my whole backside to the underside is just it's a hole. It's kind of hard to feel a hole when it's wet, but as soon as I kind of toweled off, I mean, it was all showing.
Did anyone say anything to you?
Oh yeah. Well, Pete did. Pete, the guy I just mentioned, he's technically our coach because we didn't have a coach at the time, and he calls me Bob. Hey, Bob, you got a problem with your backside, Bob?
Why does he call you Bob?
I don't know. He always calls me Bob.
Problem with your back.
He's hilarious. Pete, you're the man. Good towel for it. But anyways, that was really embarrassing. And of course, my towel was like on the other side of the deck. So yeah, give a free show. What about you, D?
Honestly, like I'm trying to think of a time I was really embarrassed in the gym. Oh, I actually, the time I was most embarrassed, I was actually teaching a class. I was teaching a CrossFit class. I can't remember if I told this story on the podcast, but let's tell it again. And then after this, I want to tell you the most embarrassing moment I witnessed.
Yeah.
I might not get through it because it's so funny to me, which is horrible. Like I have that disorder where like I laugh when people fall or get hurt. It's so bad. So
like
sorry,
Adam Sandler and Big Daddy. Yeah.
If you're listening and you can relate, please like leave a comment so I know I'm not alone in the world. One of the people in the class, it was a couple. They come all the time. They always came to class. They were awesome. We were like friends with them. Like they were part of the fam, as it is in CrossFit, So he was like asking me, how do you do, like at this time we were kind of like teaching or trying to teach people kipping pull-ups with bands. I don't even know if people do that anymore, but at the time we were. Or like boxes. No, it was box. It was like how to do it with a box where you kind of like do the forward motion, like the back arch, but with your toes on a box. So you can kind of jump up at the top. And he was like, can you show me how to do this again? And in the moment, I felt a little annoyed because like I had a whole class going and it was like somewhat chaotic. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me show you really quick. And I'm like up there. I'm like, okay, you're just going to do this. I'm like flinging. I literally flung myself off the bar into the wall in front of me and fell on my face. Okay. As an instructor in the class, it wasn't even like I was like taking a class. I was teaching it. And I'm like, here's what you do. I said, here's what you do. And then I flung myself aggressively off the bar, hit the wall in front of me and slid to the floor. And then of course I got up like, how dare you ask me a question like this? And like ran off. I was in my 20s. Like it was super embarrassing. Like I'll never forget.
Okay, you tell me the one you've witnessed, and I got one. Though I guess we'll move on.
See, everyone listening to like that's not embarrassing. That's truly so horrible that this happened to this person. I was like in this gym, and it was one of these gyms where you can kind of go in as you please at any time, right? It was like, you have a key card or whatever. And there was actually a few people in there. Like sometimes you go into those gyms, there's like no one else in there, and there was actually a handful of people in there. I was just doing my thing, deadlifting. I was actually recording a movement. And there was a guy doing a decline bench press. So the bench is angled down towards the floor and your head is towards the floor. He was doing this decline bench press, but he didn't really have it set up like with a rack or anything. He was just, I don't even know what he was, I honestly don't even know what he was doing. But what ended up happening is he couldn't press it up. The weights came off of one end. The barbell flew to the other end, like out of his hands, flipped over, and then he flipped backwards off the bench.
Oh,
Okay. It was like the most insane gymnastics routine I've ever seen. I don't think anyone knew what to do. It happened so fast. He popped right up. His eye was like bleeding and he just walked away. Okay. So we're like, he's clearly never coming back. He actually just like got a band-aid for his eye and then restarted the routine. I was like, I would cancel my membership on the spot if that had happened to me. I'd go into the office and say, canceled, never show my face there again.
okay, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. He actually like jumped back in and had the group to keep moving.
Yeah.
One last embarrassing story, and I'm
Okay,
gonna
tell
call
me.
this kid Harry. We had a team of 8 or 9, 10 to 12-year-olds, and they were hockey players, and we were doing weighted sled sprints. And we had this belt that wasn't so great. Well, anyways, with this kid, I don't know what it is about DePanson today, but this poor kid, little Harry, he put it on really tight, and he put it on too low. Basically, so they're all lined up, and we all go, and this kid's pants this kid goes
No.
like just off like cartoon, like, and I'm talking the whole show, like just this poor kid in front of all his
No.
teammates,
No.
and his shorts were like all bunched up and like the elastic, like it
So we
was.
couldn't even get him back on quick.
So he just sprint. I mean, he got some agility because he sprinted to the bathroom. I mean, like, oh, that poor
Oh,
kid.
see,
So
when you're that age, that's truly the
that's
worst thing that could
everything.
happen to you.
Traumatizing, right? Anyways,
Truly.
let's get technical, D. Let's get technical. Okay, you ready? Um, when you coach a deadlift, let's say a barbell deadlift or any deadlift, what are your 2 most biggest cues that you love to use specifically on a deadlift?
Like my best cues.
Yeah, like top 2 cues that you can only teach one person. What would they be?
God, I hate that it's only two. Um, but I would say like hips back, shins vertical as my cue on the way down. And then on the way up, um, like aggressively stand up tall and straight. That's like the cues I use.
Nice, I like it.
What do you use?
Oh, I use so many. I like break the bar as hard as you can.
Oh, like break the bar with your pinkies?
However it is, like usually I have people do a double over grip, but even on a trap bar, still like corkscrew your hands and like break
Mhm.
that bar, create tension,
Yeah, okay. That's good.
and then at the top, combine your exhale with your lockout. So when you come up, zip it up. That's what I say, zip it up. So breathe out, squeeze your stomach, squeeze your glutes, and fully lock out. 'Cause I see so many people not lock their knees or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one too. I like that. Okay, here's a good one for you. I actually think a lot of our listeners could benefit from this. What is your I don't feel like training, but I will anyway trick? Like, how do you, when you have that mindset, like, I don't feel like doing this, how do you get yourself to do it?
Gosh, well, this is an interesting point. It's just discipline. Like I don't freaking care that like my emotions they don't really matter. Like I'm still gonna do it. Like I always talk about brushing your teeth. Sometimes I really don't feel like brushing my teeth, but it happens. Sometimes, especially during potty training lately, I don't feel like when Zoe goes pee, like I don't feel like cleaning her up. I don't feel like taking her pants, the poop pants and washing them in the toilet and getting all the brown water. I don't feel like doing
Wait,
that.
you wash your pants in the toilet?
Well, where she's potty training, right? So like she'll try to go potty, right? And she just has pants on because we ditched the underwear. So she'll like flat out poop her pants. And like my emotion surface, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do this right before bed. Are you serious? But the job has to get done. So that's the same mentality I approach with training. It may not be the intensity I want to that day, but it's a job that has to get done because that's a ticket I have to punch because I owe it to myself and others to take care of my body so I can be a service to others. So there you go.
Good for you. I have a trick.
What's your trick? Don't
I
go.
have a few. I have a few. I have a few. I start chipping away at what I could pull back to feel like, okay, I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's say I have like the workout, right? All my workouts are heavy because I live pretty heavy. I live pretty heavy. But like I do heavy strength training. So it's like always an effort. Like all my workouts are a big effort. So I start like figuring out, okay, um, if I lighten the load, I could do that. Or I go, okay, if I switch and do 3 sets instead of four, I could do that. Or I'll even go, okay, I'm just gonna warm up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna warm up. Then
Mm-hmm.
I'll have done something. And if I really don't feel like doing it after, I'm going home. It works every time. Like truly. I will get there and I'll warm up and be like, okay, I could do a light deadlift. And then I'm like doing a light deadlift. I'm like, I could add some weight.
You know what? I love what you said about warm-ups. That's a good routine, by the way. Uh, if you just get there, right? Just get to the gym, do a warm up. I encourage a movement prep before all lifts, right? But do a second round if you feel like crap. Do a second round like you feel like crap. If you feel really good, just do one, right? But I challenge people to go through another routine of the correctives or prehab, whatever you want, primers, because you're going to need that extra prep. And if that's all you want to do, then you did 2 rounds, you can walk out the door.
Yeah. I think people forget like a warm up, that is exercise. That
Totally.
moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not just like a fake thing that happens before a workout. That's like legitimate, real good movement. It all counts. It all counts.
Yeah, fitness is cumulative, folks. Cumulative. All right, this is a funny one because now we're kind of talking about, well, laziness ish, right? But
Yeah.
Darian, what is your favorite lazy but effective workout?
I feel like that's all my workouts recently. Literally, that's all my workouts recently. So what happened was like, work's busy. Everyone's life is busy. Work's busy, school schedule, kids busy, everything's busy. I got a lot going on, as we all do. And so recently I used to do a split and I used to do push, pull, 4 days a week, push, pull. And then I thought, in the off chance that I can't get there 4 days a week, I don't want to be on a push pull. I want to be on a full body. So I switched to full body. Now, that's not lazy as it is, but I'm my mindset is form, move slow, move well. So I'm not focusing on like heavy weights. I'm not focusing on like necessarily building new skills. I'm literally just focusing on like basics and improving my mobility essentially, like just improving how I move. And that's not really laziness, but it's I think it's just a shift in focus that feels a little bit less effort, like nervous system effort to me. And it really just like kind of keeps me going, like really dialing back the amount of effort in each session that I have to put in helps me to just like keep going.
Yeah, it's solid to always monitor your effort, right? Because
Yeah.
especially new people, like in the honeymoon phase of lifting, it's
Yeah.
hard all the time, all the time. We constantly see that as trainers.
I know. What's yours?
I'm gonna boil this down to exercise because I find this extremely helpful. And it's called crocodile breathing because it looks really lazy, but for me, it's a great nervous system warm up and cool down. And I think a lot of people walk around not knowing how to breathe. So, what you do is you lay on your stomach. If you have back problems, and then go to hook lying where you're just laying on your back and your heels are up or something. It's like a 90-degree bend in your knees and your hips. But anyways, if you're crocodile being, you're laying on your stomach, and the crocodile premise is like as you breathe, you're basically doing this huge circular breath around your midsection. If you're not, you can't see this, but I'm taking my hands, around my stomach, and you're breathing into the ground, and you have this full 360-degree breath like a crocodile, right? Their bellies are big, and so you can feel all points of contact with your breathing, and then you exhale. Great reset, especially if you're nervous, especially if you're ramped up, right? especially after workout. It looks really lazy, but it's really effective in resetting those neurological things, we'll say. So crocodile breathing, give it a shot.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to ask you. I love this question because I think it's not what it seems. What's one habit that changed your body the most? And I don't just mean aesthetics. I don't mean physical appearance necessarily, could be, but what I mean is physiologically. Like, what do you think has changed your body the most? One
Oh,
habit.
that's that's tough. But I would say not eating so close to bedtime, keeping about 2 to 3 hours before my last meal and bedtime just really helps me sleep better. And that it and you don't know until next morning, man. Gut health improves, sleep improves, recovery improves. That's why I think sleep is so pivotal. But I would say that is challenge yourself to. I've heard 4 hours is even better than three, but cut the last meal uh, at least 2 hours before you go to bed. Get before you get some shut eye. What's yours?
Solid. I mine's not like one single habit, but it kind of goes together. It was when I lowered the intensity of my workouts, upped the weight, and worked out less.
Wait. If you decrease the intensity and up the
Like
weights,
decrease like the intensity in the sense that like I was like going so hard, like go, go, go. Like, I was like, it was like CrossFit style. Like the intensity was so high. So instead, I just focused on heavy, slow, just lifting heavy and worked out less. Truly, that changed the game for me in terms of like not just how my body looked, but how my body actually felt, how my nervous system felt, how my mentality was. Like that's why so often when I'm working with people and they're like dead set on like 5 days a week, I'm like, is that what you really do? You feel like you have to do that, or is that or is that really what you want to do? Because you don't have to work out that much to get amazing results like across the board. Would you agree?
I totally would agree. My number one, I say my number two, I guess, is lower volume
Mm-hmm.
is the key,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, like instead of 4 sets of 15, like work up to like one heavy set of like my rep sweet spot lately is like 5 to maybe 12, depending on the muscle group. But I
Yeah.
think 6 to 7s and 8s are really effective because your form is going to break down when you do more 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 reps, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know everyone has different training styles, different goals, but I think the biggest myth of our whole industry is work out more, move more. Like, not move more. I mean, I think just adding in like more walking, like more activity is a good thing, but like working out more, myth, big myth.
Okay. Um, morning workouts or evening workouts? I would say morning workouts. I cannot work out. I mean, I can in the evening, but let's banter on this. Early morning workouts are superior, and fight me on this. Go.
Well, I will say, you're not as warmed up in the morning. Your body's not like your joints aren't as like lubricated in the morning.
Hmm.
You're just waking up for the day. It probably does feel harder to work out in the morning. But I mean, I know people like to get it done. But yeah, I think, you know, not first thing. You don't have to work out at 5 a.m.
If you're working out early, big three top three tips is first thing, get hot, like sip on something nice and warm. Tip number two, add some electrolytes in there. Be cheap and easy like me. Sprinkle some lemon water and some Himalayan salt in there. And number three, if you can, try to get as much sunlight as you can after that workout. Like even if it's parking further away and you're walking out and the sun's rising up because you're there so early, get at least that walk to the car with just sun, no sunglasses, to get the body really revved up. One more question, go.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Last question. I love to end with food. What's a food you'll just like never give up, no matter what? I don't think you ever have to give up any food, really. That's like my
Yeah, I
personal
was gonna say.
philosophy. But like, what are you just like? It doesn't even matter. Someone's like, that's the most unhealthy thing you could eat. You're never going to give it up.
I would say Home Depot hot dogs or bratwurst because
Home Depot.
yeah, every time I go to Home Depot, like I will, the kids and I will go to the hot dog stand and get either the bratwurst or wild game of the day, and yeah, that ain't going out because that hot dog lady or hot dog guy is always there. So props to you, hot dog guys.
Love it.
You
I mean, obviously, ice cream. I always eat ice cream. I'm never going to stop eating ice cream. There's no reason to. Eat it all the time. Love it.
And with that, folks, that's a wrap on today's episode. Make sure you check the show notes to get a link to try us free 2 weeks. Get matched with your own personal trainer.
That was fun. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.